KPM.
Hi, Assalamualaikum and salam sejahtera. You're watching EduwebTV KPM for today's slot Menengah Rendah with me, Syafiqah Farahin. And today for the whole 1 hour, we are going to be learning Bahasa Inggeris for Form 3 pupils. And to know more about our topic, let's first take a look at the teacher's profile. And there you have it, our teacher for today. But before we start today's lesson, let's first introduce our sign language interpreter, who is none other than Teacher Kulina from SMK Sultan Abdul Samad, Selangor. Hello, Teacher Kulina. How are you? You're doing great. That's great. I'm doing great as well. And for you out there, I hope you're doing great too. So let's introduce our teacher as well. In the studio here, we have Teacher Halimatul Sadia Abdul Razak from SMK Pusat Bandar Puchong 1 Selangor. Hi, Teacher Halimatul.
Hello, everybody. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And a very good day to everyone, especially to my lovely host.
Waalaikumsalam,
Syafiqah,
teacher.
how are you, darling?
I'm great. I'm pretty sure you're feeling great as well. You look great. But before we start today's lesson, as usual, we have pupils who will be joining us in just a second. Here they are behind me. Hello, pupils.
Say hi, guys. Hello, everybody.
Now, without further delaying things, can you please introduce them one by one?
Yeah, I would like to welcome my pupils from 3 Aristotle, SMK Pusat Bandar Puchong 1. And thank you so much, guys, for being with us today on our reading lesson. Okay, let's begin with the top left corner. We have Harsini. And then we have Nivilas next to him. Say hi, just wave.
Hi, guys.
You know, have fun. And at the bottom right, we have Duffy and Elisha, who is our very good and very effective class monitor. She arranged everything for me. Yes.
Oh, the class monitor must have come from the past. I see she's in black and white.
Oh yes, she's being retro for today.
Yes. And also to kickstart and warm things up, teacher, I believe we have a bit of a game today, right?
Yes, to start the lesson.
All right.
Okay, thank you so much, Syafiqah. All right, everybody, I hope you guys are ready for our lesson for today. We are going to begin Unit 9 in our close-up textbook, and we are focusing on high technology. Think about that word before I start on my lesson for the day. What does it refer to? What does it mean? If you think about everything that's around us in the world. Before, we didn't have such amazing applications online. Before, we used to have different things to communicate. So these are all the things that we are going to be looking at, okay? All right. So let's begin with our very first slide of the day. Okay, so this is just a quick teaser. These are all pictures that are taken or that are in your textbook. Okay, as you can see, we have surveillance cameras. We have a funny-looking fish. It's a fish, but it's not a real fish.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then we have a ping pong robot. All right, and we also have that very cute robot pet Aibo. Created by Sony, designed by Sony, and these are all things that are animated and real, based on what's natural around us. And there are reasons why these high-tech gadgets are designed. Okay, all right. So let's move on. We're gonna start with our very first interesting activity, which is hangman. And I know, yes, look at Nivila, he's going, oh.
They're excited about this.
Yeah, they like to play this game. Okay, all right. So we're just going to, I'm going to ask you guys to guess a phrase. Okay, a phrase means a combination of more than one word. Sorry, to come up to a meaning of a different word. Okay, so it's going to be a phrase, which means you'll be guessing 2 words for this particular game. Okay, so I'm going to write out the word or the phrase, that they're going to guess.
Okay. I believe hangman is a lot of children's favorite as well. It's a game to test your perhaps how your brain works at the current moment. But I guess for this word, do we have how many amounts of letters for today's
Okay, so
phrase?
we have 2 words here. This is the first word.
Okay.
And this is the second word. The second word has 4 letters. Okay. And the first word has 7. Yes, 2, 4, 6, 7 letters.
Okay.
Letters make up an alphabet from A to Z. So, who would like to guess the first letter? Anybody?
All right. Who's the first to volunteer?
Can I guess?
Sure.
A.
A. Nope, no A.
Wow. Oh, the most common letter there.
Actually, A is not the most common letter in English. The most common letter in English is E.
E.
Yes, E, yes.
Oh, you've given a bit of a hint there.
But there's no E in this particular phrase.
Okay,
come on, next.
so
Who would
is
like to guess?
Nivela,
He
right?
looks so excited. Come on, Nivela. Try and guess. Any letter.
I'll against you because, but I.
I? Okay. Ding, ding,
Oh,
ding.
we have 1, 2 eyes. All right, you go, Nivelers.
All right, come on.
Okay, next.
Next.
Who?
Just guess any letter.
How about an O?
Oh. She got it.
They're going through the vowels here.
Okay.
Okay, 2 O's. Who's next? Come on, guys.
I would like to guess a C.
A C. Thank you, Rafi.
Yeah.
Right.
All right.
These are smart kids. They already know the answer. They're just entertaining me,
Oh,
actually.
they are. Okay. If that's so, what's the next letter?
Or you can try and guess the whole word itself. Alicia?
Is
Any
it
letter?
a T?
T. Yes, you've got a T.
Okay. All right. See, guys, I think there's a word there, somewhere there. Come on, who would like to try for the word?
How about an R?
An R.
They're teasing us. Definitely.
Yes, they are.
Okay. And then?
Come on.
Is the word robotic?
Yes, the first word is robotic. You got it, yay!
The class
But what do you
monitor
think
got
is the complete phrase? Come on. It's
Can I
related
try?
to... Sorry?
Can I try?
Yes. Come on, Nivila.
Okay, go ahead.
Is it robotic milk?
Robotic milk?
Robotic milk. I've never heard that before.
Not a robotic. I'm going to hang you for that.
Specifically for Nivelers.
Yes.
Okay,
How
next
can you have
try.
a robotic milk? But thank you so much for that guess. Interesting. Maybe somebody will make up a robotic milk. Okay, come on. It's not robotic milk. I'll give you one last clue. It's in your textbook. It's also in the picture that we saw just now.
That's too easy.
I mentioned it.
Is it robotic fish?
Yes, you got it. That's right. Robotic
Wow.
fish. Yes. Okay.
Good job, Alicia.
Yeah, well done. So if you look at the cover of your textbook on page 109, okay, there's actually a very interesting picture of I think about 3 or 4 robotic fish. And I'm just going to read up a little bit of information about why these robotic fish are developed. You know, you'll be wondering, why would you want to have robotic fish when you can have real life fish which are already beautiful and colorful in your tank, right? But actually there's a reason, so I'm just going to read up a bit because I don't want to get my facts wrong. Okay, these fish, they were created by students at Massachusetts Institute of Technology, or known as MIT, a very prestigious university in the United States of America. Okay, they do this because apparently fish, they don't seem to have enough muscle to move themselves through water. It is hoped that if we know how fish move through water, we can create vehicles that are able to move like fish and therefore save energy.
Oh.
Yeah, so actually they are doing research to know, because that's what technology is all about. You are improving from one gadget to another, from one technology to another. We already have all kinds of improved cars, electronic cars,
Innovative cars.
Yeah, exactly. Energy-saving cars. You know, so this particular fish, the robotic fish, they have created it to study how it moves, so we can have a more efficient, less using energy cars in the future.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. So it's not just for fun. They don't just simply waste money for that. So that's what the scientists nowadays are doing, and I'm sure we have a lot of clever pupils in Malaysia who are really gung-ho about STEM, all right, because we want to move along with the rest of the world to be one of the best in the country in technology, right? Don't you think so, Shafiqah?
I think so too, I believe
right.
that.
Okay, so congratulations to all for doing this hangman game.
Yes.
So we can have more fun soon in our class at school. So let's
Okay.
move on to our next slide. Okay. Right.
All right.
So that's the fish just now, as I have mentioned and explained what it was all about. Okay, before we move on to our next part of the lesson, I'm going to leave you guys with this particular word game, which is known as the jumbled up word. So I have 5 words on the slide. Okay, have a look at the slide, at the 5 jumbled up words. These are all words that you are going to find in our reading text and in our discussion later. So all my 4 wonderful pupils, please have a look at them and try and figure out what the words are. Okay?
All right, when you talk about the words, jumbled up words,
Yeah.
sometimes people, when they see jumbled up words, they can straight away guess, oh, I know that word. But today, wow, it's a bit, perhaps pupils got it, but I'm taking a bit of time. Anyone has it already can raise up their hands and try, right?
Well, we're going to talk about, or we're going to find out what these words are in our next segment.
Okay,
Yes.
all right, there we have it. Now, before we go for a short break, we have one more perhaps to talk about. This is jumbled up words, but the answer will reveal in the next lesson.
Yes, that's correct.
So
yes.
it's soon to be remain.
Yes.
But in the meantime, perhaps when you talk about robotic fish, on the cover of the textbook, we also have what you said, the pet robot, and then also the, what was it just now? The ping pong robot, right?
Yes.
Those are all existing in our daily lives
Yes,
nowadays, right?
yes.
It's amazing how advanced it was before this.
True, exactly.
All
and
right.
I think these are again all created to help us be better in our management, daily life management, because nowadays things are becoming more and more globalized. You go to work, you are in the jam, and then you have to connect with people, not just in your office, but also from all around the world. So all of these are created to help expedite the process of us to make so that we have more time. I mean, at the end of the day, it's not just all about work. We need to focus on ourselves.
Yes.
All right? So, I mean, I'd like to ask Duffy. Duffy, what do you do after you get back home from school?
Wait, hold on there, Duffy. I believe you have more to say, but we'll be going for a short break first.
Okay, all right.
Because I'm excited for his answer, and we'll be right back here on EduwebTV KPM.
EduwebTV KPM.
Hello everyone, welcome back to EduwebTV slot for Menengah Rendah, and for today's class Bahasa Inggeris, we are focusing on reading skills, and don't forget our focus material is the close-up page textbook, English textbook for Form 3, 110 to 111, right, Teacher
Yes,
Halimatu?
that's correct, Chafika.
All right, and then for this segment, our title is What is the writer saying? So what exactly is the writer saying, teacher?
Well, we'll find out when they read the text.
Okay, we'll find out soon.
Okay, but before we read the text, let's get back to the 5 words that the pupils were supposed to guess, which are... Anybody? Quickly, very quickly?
Yes.
They're very simple words. In fact, you can see them on the slide, some of the words.
All right.
Nivila? Some of the
So
words. The 5 words just now?
Oh, the first one was surveillance.
Surveillance, yes, that's correct. You want to try another one?
There was sat nav somewhere there.
Yes, a sat nav. You got it. That's
Okay.
quite not an easy word. Oh, a
Teacher,
computer?
can I try it?
Yeah, sure, Alicia.
Criminals.
And there's just one more. One more word.
One more word.
Duffy? Did you get camera?
Yeah.
Yes, okay, because these are all the words that they'll be looking at and they'll be talking about when we are doing our activities. Okay, so let's move on to activity A before we read the text, okay, just as a warm-up so that you can understand the text a lot better before you read it. Okay, let's look at the screen. There are 5 devices shown there: a surveillance camera, a video camera, a computer, a mobile phone, and a sat nav. Since Nivilas was the first person who managed to guess that word, what do you know about what a sat nav is, Nivila? Do you know what a sat nav is?
It's satellite navigation.
Wonderful! Wow! I didn't know what a sat nav was
Me
until
too.
I was supposed to do this lesson with you guys, and I had to do some research. Would you like to share your thoughts about what you think people doing surveillance could get from a sat nav? What kind of information can they get? Nivila?
You can get information on other planets or
Other planets, such as? Give me an example.
Mars or Venus, Uranus.
All right. And why do you think we on Earth want to navigate? Because that's the combination of those 2 words, satellite and navigation. They've combined those 2 words to become a sat nav, which is a proper word. You can find it in the dictionary. So why do you think we want to navigate on other planets? What do you think, Nivila? Would you like to expand more?
Because eventually you might finish like resources on Earth and can get destroyed, so you have to move to other planets too.
Wow. Wow. You
That's
must watch a lot of sci-fi movies.
Very based on that.
Yes, but it's probably true. You know, we don't know for how much longer the Earth can support us. The population is growing daily.
The
right?
atmosphere is thinning.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so we have surveillance camera, video camera, a computer, and a mobile phone. Alicia, it's your turn to speak now.
All right.
Which gadget do you think you want to talk about? How or what information will people get from the device that you choose? Which one do you want to choose to talk about, Alicia?
A mobile phone.
Okay, all right. So what kind of information, if you're doing surveillance, that you can get from a mobile phone?
Surveillance in particular.
Yep, try and think. It's not just to chat with your friends or play games, but if you think you want to spy on someone
Yes, that's
with a mobile phone, what kind of information can you get using a mobile phone?
Yeah.
You can use the camera to take videos.
Anything else?
Like on an iPhone, there's a voice memo app, so you can record other people's voices as well.
Yep. Why do you want to record other people's voices? When do you think you will have that opportunity to do so?
Maybe if you're in an important meeting and you need to remember the information,
Yes.
then you can record it.
That's
Yeah.
true. Or maybe, this is me again being, because Nivila and I, we have something in common, which is I love to watch sci-fi movies or action movies. You know, if you are like going to meet a dangerous person and you want to be safe, you
Yes.
can switch on your recording, like what recording app, like what Alicia said just now, and record the events, all right? So yeah, very good, Alicia. Thank you so much.
People can also locate your location from the phone as well.
Yes, that's right.
If you go missing.
True. Okay, what about you, Duffy? Just now I asked you what you like to do when you come back from home. I'm pretty sure your answer would be either sleep or play games, right? Then only you will do your homework. So maybe a computer would be something for you to talk about. It's your turn now to speak. So what do you think you can get? What information can you get using a computer if you are a surveillance person? You know, maybe you are working with the police, I don't know, in the future. What do you think, Duffy?
Well, all right. So when you are using a computer, you can do many things to like spy on someone, such as like if you use a data mine of some sort, like you know, like the dark web. That is really something that people would use to spy on someone.
Wow.
And actually, if you have this bit, you know, this thing where you can like use to pay using the dark web, you can actually, well, hire some people to spy on people that you want to.
Wow, that's very, very interesting. The dark web. I've heard of it. I've never
Ventured
into it. So, but it is true. These are things that are in our life, and we have to be careful about it. And actually, a computer, a desktop computer, in my opinion, is one of the most powerful surveillance tool that one can use, especially if the specs is really high, like what Duffy mentioned just now. All right. Okay. All right. Last but not least, let's have Harsini. Okay, Harsini, which gadget would you like to choose to talk about?
I would say the surveillance camera. It's pretty similar to a mobile phone because you can also record people moving and whatever is happening in that situation. But I think a surveillance camera would be more suitable, like, for example, in a shop and you want to catch any situations that don't look normal, such as like robbery or anything.
Yes.
And then also a surveillance camera can also be useful because sometimes when the robber like looks at the camera, they will have the feel to not rob anymore because, you know, they have the evidence.
True, exactly. Sometimes a surveillance camera can deter criminals from wanting to do something. They go to that particular shop or place and they see, oh, there are cameras everywhere, then they will just forget about it.
Yeah, sometimes you don't turn on the camera, they'll just get spooked off by the camera itself.
That's right, exactly. Thank you so much, guys. You guys did wonderful for this particular part, to share your thoughts and ideas, which is part of our lesson, which is to share what you know, okay, the knowledge that you have.
Right.
So let's move on to, so these are some basic information to explain what all those gadgets are all about, okay? And you all, I think you explained everything for almost more or less the same like what's there on the slide. Good job, everybody. 10 points to everyone.
Wow, 10 points.
Yes, okay. All right, now you guys are going to read very, very quickly, or the correct term to use is to skim first. Skim means just do it very lightly. Read the first sentence and the last sentence of the paragraph to get a general idea of what the text is. I don't want you guys to spend too much time reading. Just skim very, very quickly, okay? Because we are going to complete activity B, which is reading for gist, just to get a general idea. All right, so you guys should take about just 1 minute or 1 minute plus just to skim through. And the text is not that long anyway. Because remember, we're not looking for details. We are looking for general idea, all right, to answer the 3 questions there, which are, we are being watched all the time, it should only be used on criminals, and surveillance equipment can be more effective than people at detecting some things. So they are going to find out if those statements are true or false. Okay.
For those of you watching, can also refer to close-up page textbook, English textbook, Form 3, page 110. Now, teacher, when you talk about skimming through,
Yeah.
when you're trying to get out information, is it particularly because you remember which paragraph it's placed at, referring to the true or false, or is it because we remember? Which one is it more accurate
Okay,
to?
when we're reading for gist, we will mainly look at the first sentence, which is also known as the topic sentence of any text or any kind of reading. Normally, the first sentence and even the second sentence will tell the reader in general what that particular paragraph is all about. So if you have 5 paragraphs in your reading text and you read just the first 2 sentences, which will not take more than a minute, you will get a general idea of what the text is all about. Because the questions for reading for gist is definitely very general. Usually it will be something like, what do you think the text is all about?
Right.
They will not ask for details.
Yes, that's perfectly true. For the pupils who are ready to answer.
Yeah, I think they are, because it's a very short text and they're just looking at the first sentence and even the last sentence of the text.
Okay, teacher.
Okay, so guys, are we ready to find out if the questions or the sentences are true or false? Thumbs up, everyone. Let me see if you guys are ready.
All right.
All right, so number 1, we are being watched all the time. Everybody in a chorus, I want to hear true or false.
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 Yes, it's false. Wonderful. Okay, we are not watched all the time. Okay, all right. And what about number 2? It should only be used on criminals. Alicia?
It's also false.
Yes, it's false, because surveillance camera is for everything. It's not just for criminals. And the third one, Hashini?
True.
Yes. What do you think, Duffy? Is Hashini correct?
Yes.
Number 3? Yes, you got true also. Yep, they are all correct. They managed to get it right. So that's the technique that pupils need to employ when you want to read a text. Let's say this is an exam, all right? And don't attack the text as though you are hungry. Don't devour it immediately. Just skim it through first to get a general idea. And looking at the questions also will help you to understand what the text is, and we'll talk about that later in the next segment.
All right, I'm looking forward to that. Good job, pupils, for answering those questions, true or false. We'll be going for a short break first, and we'll be right back here on EduwebTV KPM.
EduwebTV KPM.
Hello pupils, welcome back to class. Today's class is about Bahasa Inggeris, and we're learning about high-tech world, but not really much on what's around us, but more focused on our reading skills. Now we have teacher Halimatul here with us to teach us into the details, getting into the details of each paragraphs, referring to textbook close-up page, form 3, page 110 and 111. Now teacher, it's your floor.
Thank you very much, my beautiful Shafika. All right, guys, I hope you are ready, because we are now going to read for details, okay? So normally that would be the standard process after we have read the text. For gist, we are going to read the text for details, okay? And for today's lesson, I'm going to divide the text into paragraphs to be read by individual pupils. And in this particular text, there are 7 short paragraphs. And so everyone, I hope you guys will listen to my instruction. I will show to you what you need to do, right? But first, this is what you need to do. Hashini, you will be reading paragraph 2. Duffy, you'll be reading paragraph 3. Nivila, you'll be doing paragraph 4. And Alicia will be reading paragraph 5. Read only your assigned paragraphs and try to pick up keywords in that particular paragraph to find out what your paragraph is telling you. So you are basically doing a summary of that paragraph, and later when we regroup, you are going to share your understanding of your particular paragraphs so that all of us here and everyone watching will know what the whole text is about. So normally this is what I do in my class rather than asking everyone to read every single thing because reading is one of the activity that a lot of pupils find boring. Unless the text is an interesting text like this one. This is quite an interesting text. Okay, any questions from anybody? Are you guys clear on what you need to do?
Good to go?
Okay.
All right.
All right, so I will do the first paragraph with you. Okay, so if you look at your books now on page 110, let's look at the first paragraph. In the novel 1984, which was published in 1949, British author George Orwell wrote about a time in the future when it is impossible to hide from surveillance by the government. In the novel, people are always reminded that the government can see them by the phrase, "Big Brother is watching you." So that's the starting point of this particular text, reading text that we're going to read. Now, what I understand from this paragraph is about a book written by a writer. The book was written in 1949, and the book is telling us about how people in that particular country is being spied on. They're being checked upon by the government, and the writer labels the government as the big brother. So when you have those phrases and words in your idea, you can jot them down if you want to, or you just have a mental note so it gives you an understanding. Oh, paragraph 1 is an opener about us being on surveillance. How? We don't know because it's not mentioned in that paragraph. It's just mentioned that we are going to be watched. By whom? In this paragraph is by the government.
Right.
So, if you look at the next slide, okay, this is my summary, okay, my version of what I understand of paragraph 1, which is, as you can see on the slide, in the future, it is impossible to avoid from being spied on by the government known as Big Brother. That's the particular understanding of that paragraph, paragraph 1. All right, guys, can you see what I want you guys to do now? Yep. Oh,
Okay.
Thank you, Alicia, for that thumbs up. Any questions before I let you all try and come up with your own summary of your paragraphs? Any questions? Nope. Okay, cool.
Right, they're
Yeah,
confident.
see, they are awesome pupils, yes. Okay, off you go. Read only your particular paragraphs, all right? And then if you want, you can jot down notes or write the sentence. But in actual fact, you don't need to, because when you understand what you read, you can have a mental note of what that particular paragraph is telling you about. And you will go back to it later when you want to respond to the questions that come after the reading text. So let's just talk about that for a moment as the pupils at home are reading their particular paragraphs. Okay, now one of the techniques that teachers like to employ and remind pupils before you attack your reading text in your exam, which is part 3 in the exam, look at the questions first before reading the text. All right? Look at the questions first. Obviously, can you answer the question, Shafiqah, without reading the text? If you look, yes, definitely. Of course, you won't be able to answer because you haven't read the text yet. But by reading the questions, you will be looking at the key words, key phrases that you can find related to the text. Let's say if the text is about a story of a person, there will be names in the questions, wouldn't it?
Right.
All right. So read the questions very quickly so you will have a general idea what the text is all about. So normally when you have a general idea of what the text is, you will feel a lot calmer before you read the text. Because like I said just now, the moment people see a reading comprehension text, they'll go, oh no. And when actually it's not a really
They panic.
Yes, because they just see words.
Right.
I mean, who likes to see words? We prefer to look at pictures. They're more fun, isn't it? But actually, it's not a terribly daunting task to do if you apply these techniques. Okay? Read the questions and then skim it through, look at the topic sentence. Only then you read the second time for details like what we are doing now. And let's just check on our pupils.
Yes, they
at home.
look super ready now.
I think so. Are you guys ready to share your understanding of your paragraphs? Yay, nice one.
All
Double
right,
thumbs up.
great.
Thank you. All right, so let's start with the second paragraph. Okay, Harshini.
Do I read the paragraph first? Or?
Oh no, you don't need to. Yeah, it's all right.
Okay, I understand that in the second paragraph, they stated that there are many video systems in the world right now. An example they gave was in Paris. They have road cameras. So for example, if there are any problems in the traffic, so people can check on it and they will come and fix it later. And then also, there is also cameras in the streets and parks. So if there's, like I said before, if there's any like suspicious things happening, then they can monitor on that as well, and people will come and check up on that. And in the last sentence, they stated that Britain has more surveillance cameras than anywhere else in Europe. So that is a good fact to know.
Is it a good fact? What do you think? Okay, I want you to hang on to that thought because we're going to be talking about that at the end of the show. Yes, well done, Harshini. You got it right. So on the slide here is a very basic summary of what Harshini has mentioned. Surveillance cameras are everywhere to prevent all kinds of problems. And it's not just for crimes. It's for many things. Sometimes maybe you see a person falling down because of a heart attack and it's caught on the surveillance camera, right? So it helps. Okay, let's move on to the second paragraph.
All
Duffy,
right, Duffy.
you ready?
Yes.
Sorry,
okay,
the third paragraph. Sorry, the third.
Yeah, all right. So my basic understanding of the third paragraph is that criminal needs to have a evidence to make them feel, guilty. But nowadays, we just can put the sign as video surveillance is in operation, and that alone will threat the criminals off and make the area safer. So you don't need the real evidence to make the crime rate lower. Lower.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Good job. Wonderful. All right. Yes. So if you look at my version of my summary, all right, to detect crimes, record as evidence, and to deter crimes, as what Duffy has mentioned just now. Good job, everybody. Okay.
I love how they're clapping for each other.
Yes.
Very supportive.
They are.
All right.
Okay, let's move on to the fourth paragraph. Nicholas? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, hello. For the fourth paragraph, they are talking about the use of video surveillance in like the real world, and they're talking about this guy in France called Jean.
That's okay. Jean.
18 years old guy, and he was swimming in a public pool. Then he almost drowned. Then the guards couldn't see him. Yeah, the guards couldn't see him drowning in the pool, and he sank slowly and would have died in 4 minutes.
All right. Yes, that's your part of the paragraph. It's about a man swimming in a swimming pool. He had some medical problems, and he would have drowned, all right, because the lifeguards did not notice him sinking. That's the only information he got in paragraph 4, as you can see in the summary on the slide. Good job, Nivila. Yes. All right. We'll talk about how to pronounce his name later in our next class.
Okay.
All right. Last but not least, Alicia, paragraph 5. This is a continuation from paragraph 4. All right. Off you go.
Okay. So my understanding is basically like he said, a guy, Leroy, was drowning and no lifeguard noticed it. But then there was a surveillance system called Poseidon, which was installed in the pool. And what that does is it basically like alarms the lifeguards if they notice that the swimmers aren't moving as they should. So then when the surveillance system Poseidon did alarm the lifeguard, it saved Leroy's life.
Yes. Within how many seconds? Can you give me that detail? It's in your paragraph.
In just 16 seconds.
Yes, that's right. Nobody saw this poor chap Leroy,
Yes,
Jean Leroy,
drowning.
sinking, but because of the Poseidon system, exactly like what Alicia said just now, it noticed the swimmer not moving properly, because that's the algorithm or that's the setting that Poseidon has. They will detect the natural movement when you're swimming. So within 60 seconds, this Poseidon was able to detect Leroy probably not moving at all. So it was able to alert the lifeguard, who managed to save his life.
Wow.
All right. Yeah, exactly. Amazing, right? Technology.
Yes.
Okay. All right, last but not least, let me help you guys with paragraph 6 and 7. I'm pretty sure they have all read paragraph 6 and 7 also.
I've read it too as well.
Wonderful. Would you like to try? So what's your summary?
Okay, I'll give it a try. Well, from what I understand from this paragraph is that although it helps in combating crime and saving lives, people, maybe the public surveillance is very concerned that cameras are being installed every day. It's a growing thing. So there's more discussions on the disadvantages and advantages of it. But right now, whether we like it or not, we still have public surveillance going around.
That's exactly right. So there's a debate about it. Should we be watching people all the time? What about privacy?
Right.
So these are some of the things that we will talk about later in the last segment. Good job, everyone. But we're not done yet. No, because you guys are now going to answer the questions. Not many. Just about 10 if I'm not mistaken, yes. 10 true or false questions, and they have looked at the question just now because they know my style of teaching. Before reading the text, I always tell them to read the questions first, so we don't really need to spend too much time looking at the questions. And in fact, after sharing the understanding of the paragraphs with each other just now, I think they can very, very quickly do these 10 questions to find out which one is true, which one is false, all right? And in fact, as the pupils are trying this out, 10 questions at home, we can elaborate a little bit more on surveillance cameras and how the issue of privacy, because this will give some thoughts to pupils out there at home. Do you feel that you need to have cameras everywhere?
Right.
It helps, yes, because we were talking about it just now, to prevent crimes from happening, even to detect any kind of problems, but where does the line stop? Let's hear your thoughts about that, Shafiqah.
Oh, wow. That's a very complex question, actually. I have a lot of digging for that, actually, teacher. Perhaps we can reveal it in our next segment. But for now, I'm pretty sure we'd like to hear the answers for this question. Is that fine?
Sure.
Pupils, are you ready to get your true and false for this activity?
All right.
Are you ready?
Yes, they are.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right,
They're very
10.
quick with their answers in class. Sometimes I don't even have time to finish my question. They already have it. Okay, let's go through it very, very quickly. Number 1, question 1, true or false, guys? Just answer it.
False.
False, that's
False.
correct. Okay, any volunteers for number 2? In 1984, the government knows everything. Yes, thank you, Harshini.
True.
In 1984, is that true? Are you sure? Yes, that's correct.
That's scary.
Yes, it is. It's kind of scary in 1984. Okay, what about question 3? Dafi, what's your answer?
True.
True or false?
True. Really. True.
Oh, he's very unsure. True.
True or false? True or false? Nibila, what do you think?
True.
Wait.
I think it's true.
Are you sure it's true for number 3?
Yeah.
Each surveillance camera can watch, yes? Which paragraph did the answer come from?
The first one.
Yes, that's right. Wonderful job. Sometimes I like to do this so that I know that they're reading properly.
Yes, you're convincing as well.
Okay, let's move on to question 4. This one is so obvious. True or false, everybody?
False.
False, yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay, number 5. True or false? Duffy? Number 5?
True.
Yes, true. What about number 6? Hashini?
False.
Yes, that's false. I mean, the answer is correct. The answer is
It's
the
correct.
correct
It's
answer.
false.
Alicia, number 7. Sorry, number 6. Yes, number 6. Criminals say nothing.
It's true.
Yes, okay. Number 7. British police have used surveillance cameras to find killers. Number 7.
Anyone?
Nivila?
True.
Yes, it's true, definitely. Number 8, the sign of a house about video cameras might not be true. This one is a little bit tricky. What about? What do you
I think it's true.
Yes, it's true. Sometimes they just put the sign so that people
Get scared.
Yeah, they get scared, they run away.
All right, number 9.
Number 9. Last 2, come on. Duffy, number 9.
True.
True. Yes, you were listening to Nivila and Harshini just now telling about or sharing about their the pool Poseidon system. And the last one, last but not least, anybody, hands up, quickly.
The last one I think is false.
The last one you think is false, you are correct because it is false.
Okay, they got everything on the dot despite being teased by you. All right, pupils watching at home, don't go away just yet. We have more to come after this, so stay tuned and we'll be right back here on EduwebTV KPM.
EduwebTV KPM.
Alright, we're about to begin our class today for slot Menengah Rendah and we're learning Bahasa Inggeris for Form 3. We have in the studio here teacher Halimatul, and for this segment, teacher, what are we going to focus on?
All right, thank you very much, everybody. We are almost at the end of the lesson for today, and let's go directly into the last task, which is looking at meanings, or finding out. They are going to find out the meanings of the red words that are in the 6 sentences there. Okay, 2 options are given there. They are going to read the sentences. These are all words that they have already read. This is just to reinforce their understanding of the text, to know whether they have fully understood the meaning of the words and phrases that they have read. Okay, everybody, so let's not waste time. There are 6 sentences there. All right, look at them and circle the correct words in the sentences to match the meaning to it. Okay? All right, so this is actually a good practice because when you answer a reading text, nowadays the way the question has been designed for your information, Shafiqah, is not the way it was when you sat for your SPM English language exam.
Oh, how so?
The difference is when you sat for yours, the questions that are asked, most of the phrases come from the reading text itself. Not 100%, but they will take chunks out from the text and place it in the question to help guide the pupils to read. But now they don't do that.
They rephrase it.
Yes, they will rephrase it, either replacing it with a phrase or another word that means the same as the word in the text itself. So this is another reminder for all pupils. Don't just rely on the words or phrases that you see in the question. You must be able to know the similar words or phrases to the question that's in the text. That's how it is now in
Right.
all parts of the reading exam. So it's not as easier as it was before.
Yes.
I think the pupils are ready.
All right, guys. Let's start this activity.
Okay, Harshini, let's start with you. Number 1. What's your answer?
Prevent.
Prevent, that's correct. Yes. Okay. Nivila, number 2?
Number 2, predict.
Predict, yes. Remind is not the same as predict, right? The answer is predict. Good job. Number 3, Duffy.
The police must control the fans at the football game.
Yes, you just want to control because if
They're not criminals.
they're not criminals. If they did not commit an offense, you cannot catch them. Okay, good job. Well done, Alicia. Number 4, Alicia.
Number 4 is public transport.
Yes, public transport, not people, okay? People go into the public transport.
Yes.
All right. Okay, any takers for number 5? Any volunteers? Put your hands up. Oh, good job, Harshini. Thank you.
Sank to the bottom.
Yes, that's correct. Sank to the bottom, like the swimmer Leroy. And I saw Duffy's hand just now. Duffy, what about number 6?
Dad put in a car alarm.
Yeah, he put in a car alarm. Yes, or who can tell me another word that means the same as put in? It starts with I.
Oh, I know. Okay, who would like to try this?
Anyone? That puts in, that in. Anyone? Starts with
Can I
I.
try?
Yes, Nivila.
Insert.
Not really.
Almost there, almost
It's,
there.
almost.
It's IN, but
yes,
not that one.
INS.
Is it,
Sorry?
is it insert?
Is it install?
Yes, Alicia got it. It's install. Well done. Yes.
Finally.
Install is normally when you put something in and you leave it there for quite some time, maybe permanently.
Right.
All right. Okay. Good job, everyone. Right. Next. Almost towards the end of the lesson. Everyone's been doing really well so far. Maybe just one person to respond to the third question. How would you feel if there were cameras at your school?
Right.
How would you feel if there were cameras at your school?
All right. Can we have one
Yes,
pupil to
anyone
answer this?
would. Yeah, just one
Right.
person. Yes, Alicia. Yeah.
The class monitor.
Your thoughts?
Honestly, I'd feel more safe.
All right. You
Yeah.
feel safer because?
Knowing that there'll be less chances of crimes being committed because our school is on surveillance all the time.
True, true. And I think I will like it because we will be able to spot pupils who like to sneak out of the classrooms just because they think, oh, English is boring. Yes, I would love that.
All
to have
right.
that. Okay,
Thanks,
thank you so
Alicia,
much.
for that.
All right, we are at the end of our lesson, so I'm just going to do a quick roundup
Okay.
of what we have done today. We have looked at the reading text, which is on High Tech World. We've looked at reading for gist, looked at reading for details, and congratulations to everybody. Please give yourselves a big
Good
round of
job,
applause
everyone.
because everyone did really well. And before I leave everybody at home,
Yes.
let's finish our lesson with a pyramid 3, 2, 1. Think about it, guys. 3 new words that you have learned today, whether it's in the text or from our discussion today. 3 new words you have learned. 2 things that you like about our lesson today. Okay, anything that you like about it. All right. And one feeling, one personal feeling related to the topic. Now that you've learned more about technology and you are being spied upon without you realizing it, that must create some kind of feeling as I have asked you just now, right, Shafika?
Right.
All
Yes,
okay.
that's something to ponder upon. And before we finish our class today, perhaps you can give an overall performance or general mark of their performance today, the pupils.
Okay, I think as usual, even though a few of them, they missed out on getting it spot on all the time, but generally all my 4 awesome pupils, Alicia, Duffy, Harshini and Nivila, they did awesome, and I'm going to give all of them 100 points each, which they can redeem at the end of the year for some goodies.
There's some waiting time there, right? Now, for those of you watching at home, where can they access to get extra materials for revision?
Where else but Portal de Lima.
There you have it. Thank you so much, Teacher Halimatul, for being with us today and sharing all your knowledge and this class. And also, thanks to Teacher Lina as our sign language interpreter. For those of you watching, don't go anywhere. We have more episodes to come. So until we meet again, Assalamualaikum and Salam Sejahtera. Bye!